Good morning, and welcome to another clear and cold Winnipeg. Yeah, not real cold. It's only minus 5.9 Celsius. Yeah, our spring is coming. Okay, now, got to get ourselves cleaned up here from yesterday evening, and yeah, I think this is going to hold together. I want to be careful not to touch it with my fingers and re-grease it. Anyway, we won't be talking about this stuff in this episode. Maybe in the next episode. Anyway, let's... one of the viewers made a comment that makes a lot of sense, and that is that I'm kind of worried about the little tiny photo etch pieces that we're going to be trying to glue onto the parts there today. And he said something about they might be covered over by superstructure, or rather decking overhead and stuff like that, and no one's going to see them anyway. And I was trying to find here in the manual where we drop them down. It wants us to make them in step 25. I'm talking about the M15 with the photo etch E16. That little part, but I can't seem to see where they drop down in step 26. Maybe it's in 27. Okay. Anyway, let's get ourselves cleaned up here and see if we can, make some progress forward, not backwards. Okay. Okay, moving right along here. Now, step 25. If we start from the left and move to the right, first thing it wants us to do is to assemble these flag boxes. See if I can move in just a little bit here. Okay, so we got to try and put this piece on this piece. Something like that. I think maybe what I'll do is maybe we can grab them on the bottom here on the peg with one of Chris's alligator clips and just sort of hang on to it, and we'll let gravity be our friend. If we put it at an angle sort of like that so that the top is horizontal, then we can just drop this piece, this photo etch piece, down onto it, and it should basically stay there. At least that's the plan at the moment. Now, every once in a while, I'll try and set up the scene so it's a little bit, you might say, artistic, like this one. And sometimes it works, and sometimes it doesn't. Now, we've got our little box here basically level. Maybe I could twist it just a tiny bit more that way. Okay. Now we got to try and figure out how am I going to apply the glue. I guess I'll be using CA, and I want to do it so that I can. Okay, maybe what I should do is use CA medium, and gotta be careful. I'm gonna end up bending this thing. Okay, if I was to use CA medium, why am I having so much trouble here? Okay, and maybe put a little bit on one edge, or you know what? We've got this spot right here in the middle. If I was to just put some CA medium right along there, and in that way the part will stick, and I can sort of move it around in the right place, and then I can go around with the CA thin on the outside later. At least that's the plan right now. I'll put the macro lens on. Yeah. We'll eventually get this. And you want the Yamato? Okay, it was probably 3 or 4 months ago. I was watching Steve in the model shed, and he was using the CA extra thin. At least I believe it was the extra thin CA, which is what I've got on the other end of this nozzle that you can't see the bottle. But he was just applying the glue right out of the nozzle, and it seemed to work pretty good for him. Now, whenever I try that, now I'm just going to very gently squeeze it here. I've got it laying on the, I don't know if you can see it coming there or not. You know what, I just realized I'm sort of looking in the monitor at this. I better put on my strong glasses. Oh, don't bump it out of the sight now here. Okay, now I moved in a lot closer. I think that worked. Okay, it shouldn't take very long for that to cure. Now, is it in the right place, though? Oh, you know what? It almost looks like I should have shoved it in just a little bit more. I wonder if I can do anything about it now. No, I made it worse. Notice how it sort of recesses down into a... Okay, I'm sorry about my fingers being in your way here. I think that's about as good as it's going to go. Oh, that's too much. Put it right in the center here. Why will that not wick down? I don't mind if it falls inside the box. That's going to be all painted anyway. It does not seem to be. It's sort of beading on it, isn't it? Now you can see it way better than I can. Oh, now I got... Probably going to get stuck on my finger now. Just sort of smooth that out. Okay, let's just leave that. I think that, you know, there's going to be enough adhesion going on. It's not going to fall off of there. Okay, I have done the other one much the same way. The only difference is I didn't have to do it right underneath a macro lens, so it went a little bit easier. And then when I was hitting it with the curing agent here, I was wondering, well, first of all, the reason I was wondering is because I noticed along the side of the box there was some curing agent, so I took one of Gabe's swabs here and wiped it off, and I was noticing it was evaporating. But while I was noticing it evaporating, I had the thought, I wonder, does this stuff leave a residue after it completely dries? And I don't remember ever actually doing a test. I've tested different glues, but I don't recall actually seeing if this leaves a residue, after it's dried. And so I'm kind of curious, I got a microscope slide here that I might have to sort of wipe off. This is a used one, but anyway. Is there anybody else there that would sort of like to, see what happens? Does it leave a residue? Yeah, I would. Oh, okay. Well, let's do it then. Okay, here's the plan. I've got our slide cleaned off pretty good. I noticed there's a tiny little scratch in it, but that's not going to affect what we want to find out. We're looking for residue. So what I'm thinking of doing is taking our curing agent and put just a little drop down, and then taking our Instacure here, put another drop down, and let the two sort of run together. And then if I have the light coming in from the back so that it shows a bit of a reflection, like you can see there's a reflection there on the glass, then we should be able to see what's going on a little bit better. Otherwise, we're going to sort of look right through the glass onto the... okay, just let me recompose here. I'll put the macro lens on, and we should be able to see it fairly good, all being well. Sometimes this thing works, and sometimes this sort of thing doesn't. Okay, we're going to try the two camera system here, and just want to be careful I don't go getting my head in the light. And what we're going to do is we're going to put a little droplet just to the right of there's a dot underneath there that you can't see. And I'm going to put a little drop of the curing agent right here. And then I'm going to put a little drop of the CA right here. And hopefully this is going to not make a fool of me here. Okay, here we go. Whoops, I splattered. Okay, there's our curing agent. Now on this side, do a little drop of CA. Here it comes. There we go. Now, are those going to meet, and what is going to happen when they meet? Do I have to help them a little bit somehow here? They are maybe not going to meet. You know, we don't have all day for this. Let's take Mr. T's poking device here and just sort of help them out. There we go. Oh yeah, you can see the curing agent is reacting. It's just sort of working its way right through all of that. Yeah, no, that is interesting. You know, I'm glad I did this. Yeah. See if I can maybe just slide the camera up just a little bit here. Get a little bit more centered. Okay. But this test was not about is it going to react. This test is does the curing agent leave a residue? So after this evaporates, and it's probably going to take quite a while, yeah, we'll check it out. We'll check it out tomorrow, actually. Oh, there it goes. Look at it. Yeah, there it goes. Okay, I believe it's hard now. Okay, enough messing around here. Let's get back to the model ship. Okay, as long as we still have the macro lens on, let's take a look at our boxes here. Yeah. Now, our sunrise this morning, it was very plain. And our walkers, they were considerably earlier than normal. In fact, at first I thought I'd missed them. I had to sort of backtrack a bit. But anyway, here they are. And our sunrise, well, I guess it's nice. Better than nothing at all, right? Okay, now these little radar thingies, we don't need to do anything with them unless there's some sort of parabolic microphone, but I don't think so, because if you're close enough that you can hear the enemy, for sure he can see you. Okay, but what we got to do is do something with our little telescopes. This little piece I'm touching right here, that's a telescope. And these things are the handles that help to swing the telescope around. And I'm going to see if I can do one on camera. At least that's the plan. Okay, I just want to do a dry run here. And before I do a dry run, there's something that I gotta say. And that is that I think I might have given the wrong impression when I started talking about these pens and turning these pens. I'm not selling them, okay? They're not for sale. That wasn't the idea. The idea was to just make one pen for the model table. And then of course we got the test pen. I don't know what's going to happen with this, but I know that people have been asking for it, and I'm sorry to disappoint you, but that's not what this pen business is all about. So I have not sold any of the pens that I have made, and I've made many. So I'm not into that. So like I say, sorry to, disappoint you here. Okay, let's just do a dry run. And you can look at the top of my head and see my nice haircut. Okay. Now, all right, now this has to go in here like this. I think I can do this. This is actually the first time that I'm trying it. So, yeah, I think I can do this. I just got to decide now, do I put the glue on the photo etch piece, or do I put the glue on the plastic part and then set it in? I think I probably would be best off, well, I don't know which. I'm going to try and put it on the photo etch, and then hopefully when I let go of it, it won't slump down. It'll sort of stay there. It almost stays there as it is. I don't know how come it locked into place like that. Maybe I'll know when I see it in the screen later. Well, I can see it. Oh, it fell down now. Okay. We'll get it. Okay, I think I can. Trying to reposition myself here. Put it back in like this. Okay, so what I've got here is some CA thin. Okay, now before that cures, see if I could just get it to stick. I can reinforce it later. No. Gotta maybe put more on. Yeah, try this again here. Yeah, if I could just get it to stick like that, even though the angle's wrong, I could reinforce it and then bend it straight later. Is this beyond my expertise? Why will that not stick? There. Don't anybody move. Oh my goodness, I just looked into the monitor and I realized I've got the handles on the wrong side. This is the objective here, and this is the eyepiece. The handles would obviously not be this way. Let's see if I can just twist this over now. Probably getting the best thing is probably just take it right off. Oh, for heaven's sakes. Okay, let's turn it over. I remember even thinking about that earlier today. Now, if I just get it a little bit straighter here. Now, hold it horizontally. Are we going to be able to release it in the right place? It was perfect when but it was the wrong way. Put a little bit more on again. Maybe I should be using CA thick instead of the thin here. There. Okay, I think if I can reinforce it at that angle more or less, then if it's off just a little bit one way or the other, I can move the handles up or down or whatever I need to do. Now, I only have to do that 7 more times. Okay, I think I've got a system going here now. I think the next 7 are going to go pretty good. All being well, of course. And, yeah. I'm really sorry about the pen. I don't mean to be coming across as stingy or anything like that. It's just that was not the idea. Okay, let's not talk about that anymore. I think you get the message. Don't ask. Then, if you don't ask, I don't have to disappoint you by saying no. Okay. What do we got here? 144. I've got a bunch of 2-camera footage that I have to sync together, and in other words, a lot of editing to do yet this afternoon. So I'm going to call her quits here for today, and thanks for watching, everybody. And all being well, we'll see you tomorrow.